I'm on Soy 16 in Pattaya, just off Walking Street, and I've got a very, very funny story about a university professor and an air stewardess. But before I tell it you, can I just introduce myself? If you haven't seen my channel before, my name is Phil. Some people call me Mr. Egg, and I have a beer bar on Soy Diamond, just down the road in between Soys 15 and 16. Please come and join me every day from 4 p.m. If you like this story, there's a lot more that I can tell that I can't put on YouTube. So come on down, say hello, have a couple of drinks and chill out. Le Pub on Soy Diamond, that is just off Walking Street. Right, onto the story. There's one story that I do remember from X-Zone, but it is a very, very funny story, and I assure you 100% true. At the time I was on Pattaya Addicts, and I got a personal message from Pattaya Addicts from a customer that used to come here a lot, and he said, Phil, I've got a friend who is a university professor in his early 60s, and he's going to work, he's got a new placement, he's going to go to Australia, and he thought he'd break up his journey because he's quite an old guy and he's coming to Bangkok. And I said, well, why don't you go to Pattaya? He hadn't heard of Pattaya. So he was coming down, and basically, could I look after him, make sure he's okay? He's never been to Southeast Asia before. Now, let me explain it. This guy was in his early 60s. I don't think he was ever married. He told me that he'd never had a girlfriend, that he was very, very shy. Okay, no problem. I need to look after him. But he says it's really important. He's a really good friend of mine. You need to make sure that you take care of him. He's going to be like a fish out of water. Please, can you look after him? Okay, no problem. So this university professor guy arrives, and I've got to be honest, if you'd have gone to Hollywood and asked for, give me a university professor, this guy, he was old, he was got the grey hair, I think. He might have been wearing a jacket with the old elbow patches. I can't remember, but anyway, he just slotted into that 100%. And he came here, walked up the stairs, met me inside X-Zone. Now, I've shown you some of the photos of the staff at X-Zone. Some beautiful girls there, as you can see. All very, very lovely, young, attractive. But I've left you a little secret. There was one girl that was employed there when I arrived that wasn't a girl. It was a lady boy. And she was one of the hostesses that used to welcome you on the street. Okay, fine, no problem. I was sitting underneath that. Remember I talked about the Perspex mezzanine floor? Well, we were sitting underneath there. I remember exactly where we were sitting, and we were just chatting away, and I was asking him about what he was going to do. He was excited, he was going to Australia. And there were girls sort of trying to get his attention and waving at him and everything. And he wasn't really bothered, really. He was very shy. I picked up the fact that he was very shy. Okay, no problem. At that time, I then got called away to go to the office, which wasn't really an office, I'll be honest with you. Anyway, I got called away to the office to do some business. Pay somebody or something, I can't remember. When I came back, I went and sat down by this university professor who was sitting on his knee. Right, I had 30 girls in that bar, one lady boy who was sitting on his knee. The lady boy, right. And she was literally sitting on his knee. I don't think this guy had ever had a woman sitting on his knee. Well, in fact, he still probably hasn't had a woman sitting on his knee. Okay. He had a young person sitting on his knee. I could see, his demeanour had completely changed. Right. I think by the time I'd literally gone 5 minutes to sort something out, he'd already bought her 2 drinks. Right. So she was sucking up the drinks. And thank you very much, sir. And it was quite clear that he was getting an attraction to this girl. She was dressed, if I remember, in a red airline hostess's suit with the hat on and everything. I think she might have took the hat off and put it on him and all that sort of baloney, you know how it goes. And anyway, they were getting on like a house on fire. So I thought, you know what, I'll just leave them, you know. I mean, I have been told to look after him. Those words were ringing in my ears as I looked at him with a lady boy dressed as an air hostess sitting on his knee. Look after my friend, the university professor who's never had a girl. Okay, cool. I just left them. I thought that's the best thing, right? And I moved away and I talked to a few more customers. Anyway, I got one of the service staff come over, and the service staff says, Phil, your friend wants to talk to you. Okay, so I sat down. Hey, how you doing? I go, yeah, what's a bar fine? He said. I says, oh no. I says, well, your friend did explain. He goes, oh yeah, he explained what it was and everything. Yeah, okay. I'm going to take this lady to dinner. Okay. No problem. Oh, fine, right. And the girl was sort of looking at me and smiling and everything. So she went to go and get changed, and I followed her. This is not something I do very often. Followed her into the girls' changing room. She did actually change in the girls' changing room. And I says, and I remember, I went, you better have told him. I promised his friend that I would look after him. Right? You better have told him. And she didn't. If I remember correctly, it was 12 years ago, she kind of minced a kind of an answer that wasn't 100% sort of saying one thing or the other, really. It wasn't a very decisive answer. She could have made a good politician, actually. He was like, he's nice and all that. Anyway, she was a bit like Kenneth Williams. Anyway, she gets changed into her normal gear, and off they go, hand in hand. And I remember I literally had a sleepless night that night. I thought, oh my God, what am I going to do? What am I going to say to my friend? Anyway, next day, I'm in the bar doing my thing, and I've noticed that the ladyboy air hostess has not turned up. Maybe she knows that he's really angry and that I'm going to be really angry and I'm going to be angry at her, and I'm thinking of all these things. And then the guy turns up hand in hand with the air hostess, and he says, oh, she's so lovely, can I take her for another 3 nights? That, I assure you, is a true story. And like I said, I've got a lot more that I can tell, but not on YouTube. But please come and join me at my bar, Le Pub, on Soy Diamond. That is just between Soys 15 and 16, and it is signposted from both Second Road and Beach Road. If you're interested in seeing more about what it's like to be a bar owner, which I am now, or indeed some more stories about being a bar manager here in Pattaya, Thailand, then please come into the members area, because every week I make videos behind the scenes about being a bar owner. What's it really like? You've heard all the stories on YouTube and on the forums and on Facebook. What's it really like to own a bar? I'll tell you the truth in the members. The membership is only £2 a month, and we also have extra content like extra members live streams and lots of other goodies as well if you become a member. It is a pay-per-view. It's just £2 a month, so come on in and I'll be delighted for you to be part of my community. We also have a Discord server. The Discord server link is in the description of this video, where we talk about airlines, food, hotel accommodation and nights out here in Pattaya, Thailand. But from a very busy, he's a nice boy, from a very busy Soy 16 here just off Walking Street. Take care, everyone, and we'll see you next week for some more hijinks here in Pattaya, Thailand. Bye.